Thank you, guys. Can we move to next slide? So for this show, we had delivered more than 330 shots and 100 plus assets. And we were the major vendor on the show. One of the challenge was if there was even a single small change in one of the asset, it needed to go through across all different studios. Let's move to next slide. We will go through all the different departments. Mostly all the departments are divided into assets and short production. So all the assets like model, environment, props, or the characters, all these are being taken care by our asset team, as the name suggests, and short production are people who work on the actual shots or the takes. Let's move to next slide. We will look into all these departments in detail. So mostly work starts from these arts that we receive from the client and which we use as a reference to build our 3D assets. Can you move to next one? So once we have our model approved from the client, then it goes through rigging, which adds puppetry controls which animators use to animate and move the characters in 3D space. And we have a look dev team who are responsible for delivering the final look and feel of the characters using colors, texture, hair and fur groom. So once model get done, rigging and look dev, they work parallelly. Also, while they are working, Creature FX team also start working early and they start developing the dynamic rigs for cloth, hair, and muscle simulation. So the purpose of doing it early is that we can test it onto the animation and save all the presets into the file. And during short production, we just have to blend the animation onto these dynamic rig, and out of the box, we get a decent results. Also, it helps in a way where we get a similar dynamics across the show. Can we play the video? You can move to the next slide. So let's take a look at one of the example shot, and this was an important one. This is the first time where all these mystical creatures appear on the film, as well as it's a long shot where all these CG characters needed to interact with the live action props which are present in the footage. So let's play the video. So we see all these actors in blue costume, markers, wires into the footage. Can we go to the next slide? So all these unnecessary stuff first need to be removed from the take, which usually is taken care by our BG prep department. So can we play the video? So in this version, we can see all those unnecessary stuff have been removed. Can we move to next slide? Then we have our roto team. So basically rotoscope is a process of cutting out or separating any of the objects into the image sequence. And for example, in this shot, we can see we have a rotoscope for the tree, which can be used to bring any of the characters behind the trees and they can come in front. So let's play the video. Can we move to next slide? Tracking also starts early, and tracking is a department which basically just match the camera motion of the camera in the real footage, as well as they use the track geometry and the props, and they place it to match with the real footage. They usually get these track geometry and props from our on-set team, which collects all these information using LiDAR, or for props, it can be a cyber scan or reference photographs, and the camera lens information and the camera information. They use all those to get a better track for the camera. Can we play the video? So we can see all the set geometry, trees, props, everything matching. Let's move to next slide. So once tracking is done, then it goes through the layout team, which brings the camera track and the track geometry, and also bring all the required rigs for the shot, and they just line up all the characters over there. They are also responsible for doing any kind of camera extension, or if there is a merge between two shots, or it can be a live action shot, goes to a CG one, and then again comes back to a live action. So let's play the video. So once layout is done, that same file is being picked by the anim team, and they start doing the blocking. And in blocking, it would be just step animation to get the feel of the position and the timing. Animation is usually quite art directed, so it's always a good practice to do it in stages and get frequent feedbacks from the client. Let's move to next slide.